If you love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
How's it going, everybody? It's C-RadTV back here in our video. So, of course, it's time to continue on the What If NASCAR Had F1 Points format series. So, the last time in the series, we took a look at the now inactive NASCAR Southeast series, and learned that a couple of things would have changed in the short 16 seasons that it ran. And in this part, we're going to continue on and look at the next branch of this series by taking a look at the now inactive MidWest series, which ran from 1998 to 2006 and shut down for the same reasons the Southeast series shut down, if you've been following the series this entire time. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at it and see what would have changed and what would have happened if they ran the F1 points format. So of course on the screen I'll show both points formats we're going to use here, which are the top 6 format and then the top 8 format. And of course, before we start this one off, let me just stress out once again that this is just a hypothetical scenario. I know everyone would have raced differently had the F1 points format been used. This is just for fun. So now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. So in 1998, the inaugural season for the MidWest series, the season would be all about Steve Carlson. Like, he was just flat out fast and consistent all year in terms of speed and consistency. Only one that was close to him was Eddie Hoffman, but Hoffman just couldn't be consistent in moment points in the year when it mattered the most. And it just gave Carlson an easy path to the championship, and Carlson would cruise to the 98 championship. So under this format, Steve Carlson would still be the inaugural Midwest champion in 1998. So the 1999 season, it was mainly between two drivers. It was between Brian Hopp and Steve Carlson. Both drivers are even with each other in terms of speed and consistency throughout the year. But late in the season, Brian Hopp would fail to be consistent in key moments of the year when it mattered the most. Steve Carlson would take advantage of it and pull away late in the year. And Steve Carlson would lock up the championship with around a race to go in the season. So under this format, Carlson would win the 1999 championship. And this would be Steve Carlson's second consecutive championship. So Carlson would go back-to-back. So the 2000 Midwest season, the season was all about Steve Carlson. Carlson was just flat out fast and consistent all year. Like, nobody was on Carlson's level in 2000. And Steve Carlson would easily cruise to the championship in 2000. And this will be Carlson's third consecutive Midwest championship. So the 2001 Midwest season, it was exactly the same as the 2001. Wash, rinse, repeat. No contest, Steve Carlson easily cruises to his 4th consecutive Midwest championship in 2001. So the 2002 season, it was mainly a two-man battle for the championship between Steve Carlson and Brian Hopp. Both drivers would even with each other as Hopp was looking to be the one to end Steve Carlson's championship streak. So these two were dead even all year, that for the first time under this points format in the series. In 2002, the championship would go all the way down to the season finale at Rockford Speedway. with with Carlson entering with a 6-point lead over Hop. So Hop would pretty much need to win the race or finish second or better and hope that Carlson struggles or finishes out of points to have a chance at the championship. In the end, in the season finale at Rockford, both Carlson and Hop ran up front for a majority of the race. In the end, Brian Hop would go on to win the season finale at Rockford, doing everything he would need to have a shot at the championship. The question is, would that win be enough to stop Steve Carlson's championship streak? It would not. Carlson would end up finishing third in the season finale, and that third place finish would have been more than enough for Carlson to win his 5th consecutive championship over Brian Hop by only 2 points. So under this points format, Carlson would edge out Hop and win 5 championships in a row. So the 2003 season, it was mainly between 4 drivers for the championship. It was mainly between Steve Carlson, Eddie Hoffman, Ron Breeze Jr., and Brian Hop. Those 4 were the class of the field all season in terms of speed and consistency, but late in the season, Ron Breeze Jr. and Brian Hop would fail to be consistent in key moments here when it mattered the most, and both of them would bow out of the championship with around a race or 2 to go in the season. So in the end, this championship battle will go down to the season finale at La Crosse Fairgrounds between Steve Carlson and Eddie Hoffman, with Carlson entering with a 5-point lead. So Carlson just need to finish in the points to win the title. Hoffman would need to finish second or better to have a shot at the championship if he wanted to end Carlson's championship streak. In the season finale at La Crosse, Carlson ran up near the front all day, while Hoffman struggled and ran the bottom half of the top 10. In the end, Eddie Hoffman would finish 10th in the finale, while Steve Carlson would finish 3rd in the season finale. And that 3rd place finish would be more than enough for Carlson to win his 6th consecutive Midwest title by 9 points over Eddie Hoffman. So Carlson would win 6 in a row in 2003. So the 2004 season, it was mainly a 2-man battle for the championship between Justin Derricks and Steve Carlson. Both drivers were dead even with each other all year. For the first time under the series, Carlson looked human and beatable. And in the end, Steve Carlson, he would fail to be consistent in key moments of the year when it mattered the most. The first time under this format in this series that Carlson was unable to seal the deal. And with that, Justin Derricks would take advantage, and Derricks would lock up the championship with around a race to go in the season, and Derricks would win the 2004 championship and would end Steve Carlson's championship streak at 6 consecutive. That was still an impressive run, but Derricks would still win the 2004 championship and end Carlson's streak. So the 2005 Midwest season, it was mainly between 4 drivers for the championship. The 4 drivers that broke out from everyone else were Justin Derricks, Steve Carlson, Tim Schendel, and Eddie Hoffman. Those 4 were the class of the field in terms of speed and consistency. But late in the year, Schendel and Hoffman would both fail to be consistent in key moments of the season when it mattered the most, and both of them will be eliminated with around a race or 2 to go in the season. So in the end, the championship will go all the way down to the season finale at La Crosse Fairgrounds between Derricks and Carlson, with Derricks entering with a 7-point lead over Steve Carlson. So Derricks just needs to finish at least 5th or 6th to have a shot to win the championship, while Carlson would have to win the race to have a chance at the championship. In the season finale at La Crosse, both Derricks and Carlson ran up front for most of the race, but in the end, Steve Carlson would end up finishing 5th in the season finale, while Justin Derricks would go on to finish 3rd in the season finale. And that 3rd place finish would be more than enough for Derricks to win his 2nd consecutive championship by only 9 points over Steve Carlson. So Justin Derricks would still win the 2005 championship under this format. So for the 2006 season, the final season for the Midwest Series, we would have it be between 4 drivers, as 4 were the class of the field all year. And those 4 being Tim Schendel, Dan Fredrickson, Steve Carlson, and Josh Fadeness. Those 4 are mainly the class of the field all year in terms of speed and consistency. But of course, late in the year, Fadeness, he would fail to be consistent in key moments of the year when it mattered the most, and he'd be eliminated with around a race or 2 to go in the year. So in the end, in the final race for the series finale at La Crosse Fairgrounds, we would have a 3-man battle for the championship between Tim Schendel, Dan Fredrickson, and Steve Carlson. Schendel and Fredrickson would both enter this race tied for the points lead, while Steve Carlson entered 6 points back of the 2. So, for Schendel and Fredrickson, whoever finished the highest would end up winning the championship, while Carlson would need to finish at least 2nd or better, and would need both Schendel and Fredrickson to finish outside the points to have a shot at the championship. In the end, all 3 of them ran up front for a majority of the race, making it look like it was almost a Final Four championship battle. But in the end, Steve Carlson, he would end up finishing 4th, which would not be enough, so that would eliminate Carlson from the championship battle. So in the end, it came down to Schendel and Fredrickson. Whoever finished the highest would win the title. In the end, Dan Fredrickson would finish 3rd, while Tim Schendel would finish 2nd. And Tim Schendel, that 2nd place finish would be enough for him to win the championship over Fredrickson by 2 points. So Tim Schendel would still be the final. He would still be the final Midwest Series champion under this points format in 2006. So, yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap it up here for this part of the What If series. So, not really a whole lot changed in this series. Like, we had 4 championship battles go down to the season finale, and we only had 1 title change in the 9 years, and that being 1999. So, really, almost everything stayed the same. I mean, Steve Carlson still dominated and bitch-slapped the field in the series like he did in real life. The difference is that he would win 6 titles in a row, which would be insane. Like, that's, like, more dominant than Jimmy Johnson's 5 in a row in real life. Like, that's just crazy, winning 6 titles in a row, being that dominant for that long. So, yeah, just crazy, man. But, yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap it up here for this part. So, next part, we're going to be continuing on in this little branch of series here. We got 2 more to go through, and the next 2 parts are going to be long because these next 2 series started in the 80s, and they didn't end until around 2006. So it may be a little bit, but hang tough. At least you got this to hang on to. But yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap it up here. That's all I got to say. The next part, it comes out depending on how fast I do my research and, you know, other projects and videos I'm working on too, since NFL season's upon us. So, yeah, but like I mentioned before, this series is not going to go anywhere. It may take a back seat to a couple NFL vids, but I'll upload the videos when I get time after doing NFL videos, since right now with NFL season coming, NFL is going to take more priority right now, and of course the NASCAR chase coming up. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up here. That's all I got to say. Hope everyone's a great day. I'll see you all in whatever video I make next. Peace.